Over in his blind, Luke seems less likely to pass on a decent buck if one comes his way.
Waiting for a mature whitetail buck to come through, waiting for a mature doe to come through, whatever it is that I'm hunting, it's so easy to see the first animal and think, yeah, I want that one. But waiting it out, waiting for a bigger deer, waiting to see what else is on the property, what else is moving, I know I have a responsibility, if at all possible, to come back with a whitetail, and the whitetails are just not cooperating. We spent hours on stand all week, and we'd seen a lot of great deer, but the sun was starting to fall behind the trees in the western sky, and I still had an unpunched tag in my pocket. There's about an hour left, and out comes a doe. And as was the case during the previous 3 days, there was a buck behind her. And I got so busy watching these two, I forgot to look back. And sure enough, a few minutes later, here comes another buck. I looked at him and I looked at him, and it did not take me very long at all to figure out it was the same buck that we had seen the night before at 40 yards. And I told myself last night, and it still held true, if he came back, I was going to take a shot at him if he gave me an opportunity. So I put down the binoculars and I grabbed the rifle. As soon as I established that I was going to shoot this deer, my heart was pounding. I pulled up on him, and I literally had to take a second or two to gather myself because the crosshairs were dancing from the tip of his tail to the tip of his nose, much less right in the boiler room where I wanted it. The deer was standing there, the shot was there, I just needed to take a few seconds to gather myself before I was ready. Thankfully, it didn't take me too long to get ready because the buck stood there, I got the crosshairs where I wanted them, and I squeezed off a shot.
That boy was looking for love in all the wrong places.
I knew he was hit hard, I knew he wasn't gonna go far, but nonetheless, we gave him a few minutes just to be sure.
That's the same buck we saw last night, and I was up half the night regretting that decision to let him walk. I want to get off his blood trail here.
Then sure enough, we got on the blood trail immediately, followed him in a little ways in the woods, and there he was.
One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't tell you how happy I am to be holding this guy.
I walked up to the deer, and just like that, the hunt came full circle. All the waiting, all the anticipation, all the hours sitting in that blind, it was all worthwhile just like that.
He was running 2 smaller bucks around and we were also chasing a doe, and he gave a look at that doe, decided it wasn't what he wanted, and he was about to meander back in the woods and do his thing back in here somewhere. But he got to the edge of the wood line, 150 yards, let him have it, and he didn't go but 60 yards, I suppose. Bleeding hard the whole way.
The last few hours of the final day of the hunt, it made everything worthwhile. All the waiting was worthwhile. I knew after passing up some of those maybe bucks that it was definitely a good decision.